Man, oh man, what a game we just witnessed. That win against the Bears wasn't just a victory, it was a statement, a warning shot, a collective catharsis. I'll say it without hesitation. There are just some things only those who bleed Honolulu blue and silver will ever understand. And trust me, there are details that only reach those of us who were truly tapped into that stadium energy. So hang on, because I'm about to break it all down. But first, check this out. Nearly 90% of you who come through here haven't hit that subscribe button yet. Come on, help out the Blue and Silver channel, folks. It's free and it doesn't cost a thing. Smash that like button and drop a comment too. I want to hear from all of you. This is the fan space. No outside media allowed. Let's talk like we're in the stands, because every single opinion counts in this conversation. Look, folks, this whole Ben Johnson thing wasn't just some random game. It was personal. The guy was practically a hero here. He helped resurrect Goff's career, built a terrifying offense, and brought back-to-back division titles. Then he bails for the Bears and starts taking cheap shots, poking at our QB and even our defense. You better believe that got to the locker room. And it got to us too, because as fans, we feel that stuff deep, and it wasn't just about revenge, it was catharsis. Brian Branch made it clear after the game, there was weight, a feeling of betrayal. So what happened? It was a massacre, people. 52-21, and that wasn't by accident, it was a message. Branch himself forced a fumble on DeAndre Swift, who used to be one of ours. And what about Kirby Joseph? He snagged an interception in that signature opportunistic style and then taunted his former boss, recreating an iconic play Ben himself had drawn up last year. It was like they were saying, "This is our identity. It's not yours anymore." I have to confess, I went nuts like a kid. It was truly incredible. The entire defense looked like they were in turbo mode. There was pressure. There were sacks. There was even a play that nearly turned into a historic interception for Terrion Arnold, if not for a terrible whistle and a questionable flag on Branch. He said it himself afterward. "I just jumped, and the guy ducked." You know how it is. A ridiculous rule. But even so, it was crystal clear. This team has rediscovered its soul. And I'll tell you what, the way the fans reacted inside Ford Field showed there's no room for a villain who used to be a hero. Johnson became a persona non grata real quick. With every single off-target pass from Caleb Williams, you could feel that collective energy of release. And between you and me, Williams tried to play the hero by extending plays, just like Johnson always praised. The result? A bizarre pass, an interception, and our secondary throwing a party. It was beautiful. To be honest, this game tasted like revenge, but it also helped us turn the page on that horrendous opener against Green Bay. It was like, remember who we are? Well, here you go. And that gives confidence not just to the roster, but to all of us who have carried this team in our hearts for decades. Anyone who's been around knows how much it hurt to lose Ben the way we did. Now, to see him on the other side getting a reality check like that was almost therapeutic. Comment below, did you feel that weight too? For me, this was just the beginning, because the answer this team gave is going to echo through the next few matchups. And buckle up, because what's coming next is even heavier. And then, after that beatdown of the Bears, came Dan Campbell's press conference. My friends, you know how it is. The man doesn't mince words, he speaks straight, in his own style, and it gives you that fire that sounds like a pre-game war speech. He started by highlighting that the team got back to basics, communication, fundamentals, and winning the one-on-one battles. And honestly, he was right. We saw it on the field, on both offense and defense. The coolest part was him emphasizing the importance of the offensive line. He said everything starts there, and that's not just talk. Goff played loose, relaxed, and protected. The line opened up lanes, held off the pressure, and set the rhythm. That, folks, is the identity of a serious team, a team that wants to contend. He even mentioned the younger guys on the line and how they played better. That shows that the future is being built right here, right now, without having to wait years. And of course, there was no shortage of indirect jabs about this whole Ben Johnson situation. Campbell made it clear, it's not about who left or who stayed. It's about who's in that locker room and puts in the work. The message is, we have the players, we have the coaches, we'll clean up the mistakes and keep moving. It's like that message you hear at a bar. If someone leaves, life goes on. And that's the deal. Anyone who wears Honolulu blue and silver knows that the whole machine is bigger than one name. Another part that really got to me was him talking about the defense. The way he described the coverages, the pressure, the aggression. It was like he was re-narrating the game. He said that when the quarterback holds the ball for just one extra second, we get there. And that's exactly what happened. Caleb Williams was lost at times because he didn't know where the heat was coming from. That's Shepard sending a message too. The defense has a brain, not just muscle. Campbell even joked about Isaac Tesla, our rookie wideout, who already has 2 career receptions, both one-handed. He laughed and said, "That's the only thing we're going to use the kid for." That's the kind of humor a coach has when the locker room is loose. And let's face it, that's also a sign of a healthy environment. The guys are having fun while they're winning, and in the end, he reinforced that the win was huge, but there's still a lot to clean up. That balance makes me confident, because it's not all hype, it's grounded. He knows the road is tough, especially in this division. Guys, comment below. Did you feel like that press conference really gave us confidence? For me, it was like a hug to the fan base, saying, relax, we're on the right track. But hold on, because next up there's some serious buzz that could change the entire offensive line. And that, my friends, is going to get a lot of people talking. Now hold on tight because the buzz is getting loud. Isaiah Wynn might be showing up in Detroit. I know it's speculation, but it's not empty smoke. The guy was a first-round pick, he's been with the Patriots, played in Miami last year, and is a free agent. He cost the Dolphins less than $2 million on a one-year deal. That's not starting money, that's the price for a guy who comes in to compete and add depth. And look, that's exactly what we've been needing on the line. Remember, our center retired, and there's already some insecurity at guard and with the backup tackles. Goff only plays with confidence when the wall holds up. Dan Campbell and John Morton, the offensive coordinator, keep repeating that the foundation is protection. So, a veteran who can play multiple positions on the OL would be a perfect fit. Wynn has played left tackle, right tackle, guard. He's got a versatile resume, and that's gold in a long season full of hits. Now for the complicated part. Wynn also has a history of injuries. He's not always 100% available. That's why teams have only offered him short-term, incentive-laden contracts. He's not seen as a definitive solution, more like a reliable stopgap. But tell me, on a team that wants to be a contender, isn't that gamble worth it? 1 year, a low contract, incentives per snap, without affecting the cap. To me, it makes total sense. And there's more. The reporters who cover the team daily, like Dave Burkett and Justin Rogers, have already said that the line's depth is one of the most obvious holes on the roster. They're saying what we see in the stands, there's a lack of security beyond the starters. If one of them gets hurt, it's a gut punch. That's where Wynn comes in as a guy who is ready, who doesn't need months to get up to speed. This reduces the risk of exposing the rookies right away. Just imagine. He gets into the rotation, holds down one of the spots, and gives experience to the younger guys in the locker room. The team maintains consistency and doesn't have to scramble in desperation if an injury happens. Of course, there's the price issue. If he asks for too many guarantees, Detroit might prefer cheaper rookies. But if he agrees to a simple deal, it could be a market steal. What do you all think? I keep asking myself, is it better to spend a little on a versatile veteran or trust that the young guys will hold their own? This debate is heated, and the women who follow the Lions are already saying that Goff needs more protection. So it's a conversation for everyone. But hold on, because if Wynn could be a solution, there's also a problem knocking on the door. And it's serious. There's already a worrying injury on the defensive side, and the timing couldn't be worse. Guys, we can't pretend everything's fine. While we're celebrating a huge win and speculating about reinforcements, there's a bomb on the other side. Marcus Davenport is already a headache with an injury. And honestly, this doesn't surprise anyone. The guy's history is complicated. He's always missing games because of physical issues. And it's happening right now, just when it seemed like he was gelling in the rotation with Hutchinson. The timing is awful because the pass rusher market has dried up. If the front office had acted earlier, they could have brought in some big names. Jadeveon Clowney, for example, ended up with the Cowboys. Zadarius Smith was available for a while. They could have negotiated. But Detroit kept waiting, betting on a healthy Davenport. Now look at what's left. Shaq Barrett, Preston Smith, DeMarcus Walker, Yannick Ngakoue, Jerry Hughes, all names that have had their moments. But today they're questionable gambles. Most of them had low PFF grades last season in quiet production. It's like picking a beer at the end of the night. All the good stuff is gone. And if you look at the internal roster, it's enough to give you chills. Al-Quadin Muhammad, he doesn't inspire confidence to hold a rotation spot. Tyrus Wheat, still too green. Andre Carter too. He's on the practice squad. He's not an immediate solution. So, if Davenport is out for a significant amount of time, Hutchinson is going to be overworked. And then, my friends, the defense loses its balance. The worst part is that the fan base has seen this movie before. In 8 years, Davenport has only played a full season once. The rest of the time, he's been below 13 games. You just can't trust that blindly. We're all hoping it's a false alarm, just some minor pain. But the history weighs heavily, and I mean heavily. And you know what's even scarier? Without good options in free agency, Holmes might have to risk a trade. That means spending a draft pick or cap space that could go to the OL. For me, that puts the team in a huge dilemma. Is it worth sticking with Davenport and hoping his health holds up? Or should we make a move now and find a reinforcement, even if it's expensive? Because honestly, depending only on him is Russian roulette. And we've seen promising seasons go down the drain because of an injury to a key player. Comment below, would you risk a trade, spending capital, or would you hold on and trust that Davenport will finally stay on the field? Just thinking about it makes me nervous. The defense needs depth, not empty hope. And hold on tight, because this connects to everything we've talked about so far. Revenge against Johnson, Campbell's firm message, the win speculation, and now this cloud over the pass rush. It's building a story that gets right to our emotions. Look, I'll be straight with you. This team is getting to us in an unbelievable way. It was revenge against Johnson, Campbell's toughness, rumors of reinforcements, and now concern about Davenport. It's a roller coaster, but that's what makes us love the Honolulu Blue and Silver. I'll say it without fear. This group can go far if they can get healthy and stay focused. So drop a comment. This space is for everyone who lives and breathes Lions. And don't miss the next video, because just when you think you've seen it all, there's always more.